Hey guys, Chase with my fishing partner here. We're down in Port Clinton, Ohio. We're out with Mark1 Charters. Just a great group of guys down here. Ray, Randy, these guys have been doing it for a long time. How long have you guys been doing this?
I've been doing it for 39 seasons.
I've been 28.
Cool, and you know, one thing we've been talking about up by us is the fishing down here is just phenomenal. You know, what's making this fishing down here so good compared to previous years and other lakes and other bodies of water? I mean, talk a little bit about that.
Well, Lake Erie is known for its walleye. It's the shallowest of all Great Lakes. It has the ability to flush itself. I thought it was 7.5 years, but I found out it's 2.6 years to flush itself. And what we have here is abundant food source. It's just unbelievable because of the shallow end, and the growth rate on these fish is just unbelievable. Cool.
So where do you, maybe a question for both of you guys, where do you guys see the population of the walleyes going in the next 5-10 years down the road? I know the 2002-2003 hatch was phenomenal, or 2003-2004 hatch was just phenomenal, but you know, looking long term here, where do you guys see this going in the next 5-10 years?
Right now, that 2003-2004 is about 20% of what we have in the lake.
Okay.
And the last 2 years, I think the state has underestimated what we have out there. So I'm saying the next 5 years is just going to be another bonanza, just like it was in 2005.
That's crazy. I can't even begin to think that far ahead.
Well, it's just like right now. Even though we're catching a lot of big fish out there, we're also seeing 6-inch, which is year-olds. We're seeing under 15, which is 2.5-year-olds.
Wow.
So, and a lot of the guys are just having a release. I mean, even the DNR is checking a lot of the boats for small fish now because they know they're there.
Yeah, and I noticed that over the ice season when we were down here, they stopped us and said, you know, you got any fish close to 15? It was like the first question they asked us because majority of the fish are 25 to 30, but you know, a couple people get a couple 15s and they want to keep those as well. But yeah, it's great down here. But all right, one of the nice things about coming down here is you don't necessarily have to bring your own boat. You can if you want, but these guys are fully equipped with everything you need. So talk a little bit about what you guys do and what you have to offer.
Well, we're running all 30-foot sport crafts. We own 5 of them outright, and we lease other boats when we need them because we get large parties. Our tackle on our boats, we're using a lot of Tommy Harris blades on our crawler harnesses, and we're starting to work with Echo Tails, where we're looking forward to using these on bass, then again in the spring on the jig bite, and we're going to figure out how to use them on this trolling bite with these fish on the walleyes. St. Croix rods. Akuma cold water reels. I mean, everything on these boats is top shelf. Another main thing, we don't run a clock on these trips.
Yes.
You leave us dock at 6 a.m., you're not back at 1 on an 8-hour trip, dock to dock. If it takes me till 5 o'clock in the evening to get your fish, and we left at 6, that's what we're going to try and do.
Awesome. All right, so one of the big problems back home, and one of the big questions people have is why is it okay to keep these 30-inch walleyes down here in Lake Erie, but not everywhere else? I mean, up by us on Lake Winnebago, with the Bay of Green Bay, and everywhere in Minnesota and stuff like that, they always practice catch and release and throwing back those big fish and keeping those smaller ones. Talk a little bit about why it's okay down here to keep some of those 30-plus inches and you don't have to worry about it.
But reason being is that fish is basically, his viability rate is less than 15%, or 50% rather. And with that 3 to 7 year old fish, it's closer to 95. So naturally, the spawners that you want, or the prime spawners, are those fish from 18 to 25 inches. Mm-hmm. Now, larger fish, it's nice to have them in there, but you know, they're past their prime.
Sure.
They're past their prime.
Sure, and you know, you guys have so many of them down here. I mean, it's, what was it, 20%?
20%, roughly 20%. And you probably will see a new state record come out of that year class fish.
Oh, yeah, you know, and one other thing I want to talk to you guys too is, you know, up in Canada, you have the commercial net fishermen down here that net just a huge portion of them. But from what I've been told, and maybe you guys can back me up on this, is no matter how many fish we've been told that the anglers catch, it's never going to hurt the population down here because there's so many fish. And, you know, it's just...
No, right. We'd never be able to fish them out with hook and line, whereas the commercial industry could devastate it. Yeah. But they're on a quota, and they're watched. Yeah. I mean, they are watched. Yeah. They have those GPS monitors on the boats, so they know where the boats are at all the time, and they know where they're going. So that quota system, once they get it, they got to pull the nets.
Okay. And each state on the lake has a quota also.
Sure.
For hook and line, but we have never filled that quota in any one year. And you got to remember one thing about this lake also. This lake, hook, line, and commercial, catches more fish than all the Great Lakes combined.
It's crazy to think about when we think about by us and other people that catch the salmon and everything else. Just in general, it's just mind blowing. But you know, when we've been down here this last well, this is our second trip down here now, but we've been staying at Bay's Edge, and you know, I want to talk to you guys a little about Bay's Edge. It's just if you're coming down to Lake Erie, I'm telling you, there's no better place to stay than that. You know, we were out there, you get done fishing with these guys, they have somebody at the dock waiting for you to pick up your fish, they bring them back to Bay's Edge, they clean them for you and deliver them to your doorstep. I mean, you really can't beat that, but you know, you get down here, I mean, a lot of times you guys are off the water by noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, however long it takes to get your limit or however long you want to stay, but when you get back to Bay's Edge, you actually have a pond. And in this pond, it's stocked with incredible fish. You know, we were there yesterday. We caught a 12-inch bluegill. I've never seen a 12-inch bluegill anywhere until yesterday. We had 10 walleyes over 30 inches, or I'm sorry, 10 bluegills over 10 inches in a matter of 30 minutes. I've heard it's stocked with walleyes. There's a muskie in there. Just all kinds of incredible fish. Yeah, the rest of you guys talk a little bit about, you know, what people when they come down here. And how does the whole process go? I mean, they stay at Bay's Edge and hook up with you guys? And
Oh, yeah. They don't necessarily have to use us as a charter. You could bring your own boat. We have the bait and tackle store over there. But we have townhouses, what we call townhouses. They're 3 bedrooms, 7 beds, 2 full baths, full working kitchen, washers, dryers in case you need to wash your clothes, and you have a patio in the back. So mom and dad can bring the family. There's a little swimming beach, and the kids can fish right off the patios right behind while they're grilling their steaks or whatever.
Yeah, it's just incredible. And so, if you guys are coming down here, stop at Bay's Edge, check out the bait shop and the fish cleaning and everything that goes with the whole service down here. And you know, if you're gonna come down here and do it, get a hold of these guys. And if you're coming down for a business meeting, it's a great place to do that. For a family reunion, anything along those lines. Tell them My Fishing Partner sent you. Send us some photos with these guys out on the water, and we'll get you guys hooked up with some of the best charter captains in the area.